And this episode of Hat Trick Hockey is brought to you by our good friends over at Claru and Son Roofing. These guys are the kings of roofing, Tristan, like we say, the kings of roofing. These guys last summer alone, over 25,000 bundles of shingles done. They're fully insured. They offer free estimates. The work they do is incredible, and they always get the job done right the first time. So be sure to hit up the boys over at Claru and Son Roofing because, like we always say, when you want your roof done, call Claru and Son, baby.
Mm-hmm.
No time. Woo, woo. And what is going on, everybody out there? All of you beauts and beauties. It is episode number 138 of Hat Trick Hockey, which is always brought to you by our good friends over at GL Heritage, the official beer of Hat Trick Hockey. If you like my hoodie, Tristan's shirt there, even that hat, smash the link on the post. I'll bring you right into the store where you can collect all your sweet HGH merch. Yes, Tristan, I know you gave me the look on the hat, but the hat is at the same place, which
It
is
is
Accurate
Accurate
Creation.
Creations.
Oh, just when you thought I was dash one, I'm still even. And here, as always, inside Windsor Laser Cutting Studios, my boy Tristan, inside Barker Builds. What's up, brother?
Not much. I'm happy to be done school for the summer. Wrote my last exam a few days ago, so it's
Yeah.
rest easy. Now I'm gonna be back to work for the summer, so that'll be good. Get some afternoons off to, hang out with some buddies and make some good memories. But aside from that, watching Stanley Cup playoffs, which this year, fantastic action. No sweeps in the first round, which it's very nice to see. So
Yeah, that is beauty. Yeah, man. Same here. We've been like super busy. Ethan's on the ice now.
mhm.
So he went over his first time. So I'm pretty excited about that. He did honestly way better than I thought he was gonna. I just thought he was gonna like lay around, you know how kids are, right? But he
Oh
was
yeah,
like, no, I told him, I'm like, if you go out there, buddy, like try. If you fall down, get back up. Like
yeah.
they're gonna show you how to get up. They're gonna show you everything.
Mhm.
So he was out there and yeah, and he was falling, he was getting back up. He was still by the end, he was like moving around a little bit. And that was the first time he was out there.
That's
So
awesome.
I'm hoping he keeps going because we're hoping to be playing hockey in the fall here. So
Yep.
I'm gonna get him on the ice all summer. It's like he's gonna skate in this camp till like June,
Good
till
for
like
him. That's awesome.
mid-June. So
Yep, yeah, work on it when you're young. Like your brain is like gelatin, right? It's
dude,
very
this
moldable,
he
especially
is
to motor skills.
yeah,
So that's good you teach him young.
yeah, he is insanely smart too. So well,
Oh
you've
yeah,
seen him. You obviously been around him.
he's a
So
sharp ticket. Yep.
yeah, he's way smarter than me already. So
Oh yeah.
that's good for him. But a little bit of local hockey here. Leamington Flyers headed to the
Yes.
Sutherland Cup final.
Mm-hmm. Congratulations to them.
And
They're really good.
in that do or die game, I think they were down 2 or 3 goals and came
They were
back.
down 2-0 going into the third, and they scored 5 unanswered.
Jesus. Dale Mitchell's
Yeah.
got them firing.
In on the road. I believe it was
Yeah,
Hamilton. In
yeah,
Hamilton. On the
yeah.
road. And I'll say this, in that round robin, it's weird because it was 3 teams, so only 2 make it. Obviously the 2 with the best record, and that was a must win. But
Mhm.
the weirdest part of it all is uh the team didn't I don't think they lost at all. Stratford? Or no, sorry. That's what it was. Everybody beat everybody. That's why that last game had to be played
Yeah.
because it's supposed to be the people with the best record, but everyone was, I think, Stratford was 2-1, and then both Hamilton and Leamington were 1-2 because they beat the one team but lost to the other. So it's a weird kind of carousel, but in the end, they pushed it out over Hamilton. And let me tell you, the Flyers, if anyone wants to watch some good hockey, go watch Junior B. Holy
Yeah.
smokes. I'm telling you, like, last year I watched Leamington Flyers in the playoffs versus Chatham. That was good hockey. It doesn't touch this. No offense to the guys who played last year, but holy smokes. It's
Yeah.
a different level. I was watching Leamington versus Stratford the other day. They lost 2-1, but it was fantastic game.
Mhm.
Like Leamington controlled play. Stratford, I actually know their goaltender, uh, Owen Wilmore. He's a third goaltender for the London Knights. So I know him. I recognized him. I'm like, he's wearing London Knights pads. And then I look and I'm like, oh, this guy played OHL games. So they got an OHL goalie. He's really good. Bryce Walkarius, though, he's been really good for Leamington as well. Same with Bo Porosky. Interested to see who they'll start in the final. Walkarius has been good. Porosky's got the pedigree. So we'll see what happens there. But in any sense, it's going to be a great finals.
Those two brothers are lighting it up too, eh?
Holy smokes. Ryan and Connor McPherson are like, they're
lighting it up.
they're yin and yang. Like, one is a purebred goal scoring machine, Connor, and then wait, now
he's mixing them up.
No, that's right. Their names look like the opposite. That's what it is. So yeah, Ryan, I believe he's the darker haired one. Wears rocks number 8. He is one fast skater and he's a centerman, two-way center. Like, really, really good defensively. I believe he won Defensive Player of the Year, as a matter of fact. Like, just fantastic. And then the other's a goal scorer. So it's like this perfect balance on that line. And then you got a 2003 birthday, their captain, Gabriel Piccolo. Holy smokes. Gabe Piccolo is nasty. It's nasty. So their decor, like, they got a big, strong decor. Oh boy. They got the McKibben boy. He'll mess you up. Big reverse hitter. But yeah, good hockey. If anyone wants, like, the schedule's already posted online. I believe the first game,
I think it's Friday.
No, it
is
on
our Facebook page.
It's on the road on Friday because they don't have home ice, I don't think. I think
no, I just mean the first game of the first game of the
I believe
series
Leamington's
is
first game will be Sunday.
Yes.
Sunday and then the Thursday of the following week. So everyone come and check them out. Really, really good hockey. Like, it's pushing OHL because these guys are like top of the like, they're cut from a different cloth. Yep.
Also, another local team, Lakeshore, 1 win away from another Smalts Cup appearance.
Yep. So
they're just
possibly in the Smalts Cup
tournament, but still, you're going to the Smalts Cup.
Right. Yeah. No, they're very successful. I think that beating Essex so handily gave them a shot in the arm, and now they're blowing past Tensford. Yeah. Generally, and I don't want to like put any shade on those teams at all, but generally our division's pretty good. In the other divisions, it's kind of one or two teams will really, really run it, and then the rest are kind of, they suffer. But in this case, Thamesford, I think they were the 3rd seed from their own division, so they upset a couple teams in their playoff run in order to get where they are now. So props to them. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough. Lakeshore's blowing past them every game. I think the scores have been like 5-1, 5-2, so it's pretty handily Lakeshore.
Up too, man.
Yeah, well,
Marco score a goal already. Holy crap!
Marco Schladoya and Eric Bisson, like, they're really, really good. Even their secondary scoring, like Kyle Walker. Yeah. Kyle Walker is nasty. You want to talk about
all the big boys are clicking there right now.
Yep, and their goalie, Nick Bolton and Romano Liberti. They're both doing like stellar jobs in net. Great tandem there. Like, there's no clear-cut starter. I want to say Bolton's played more games and he has more like shutouts and stuff, but at the same point, both has had equal opportunity to demonstrate why they should be the starter, and both of them can fill that role. So good for those guys.
Man, I'm thinking they have a good shot to do it again.
We'll see. The Clarington Eagles are currently 15-0 in the playoffs.
Oh, wow. So can't wait till those two meet then.
Yeah, hopefully it's a rivalry. Last year, it was 2-1 in the final versus Clarington for Leamington and OT. So they know each other well.
Man, hopefully it's live streamed. It'd be nice to watch the games.
Yeah, I know. Lakeshore, it was live streamed, I believe. I remember watching Lakeshore beat Clarington in overtime. It was, I think, Hockey TV or something like that. PJHL has an associate, but yeah, I think they're gonna have a fan bus. So if there's any listeners who are Lakeshore fans, check that out. Support the Lakeshore Canadiens. Obviously, like, we're a home team with the 73s, but at the same point, we still want to show our respects to the Lakeshore organization, and they've allowed us to interview their players, and ultimately be associated with their organization. So we're very grateful for that.
For sure. So good luck, fellas.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, the Stanley Cup playoffs right now.
It's really good, hey?
It's
Yeah,
like
it's really good.
hockey boner right now, man. It is it's true though, man.
Oh yeah, it's lots of hockey.
Like you had said earlier, there's been no sweeps.
Yep, I love
So
that. I love that.
possibly a gentleman's sweep, they call it, coming up in the first series that we will shoot the shit on here, which is Boston and Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Boston leads the series 3-1. After game two, Florida beat them 6-3. So I was thinking,
Florida,
holy shit, we got ourselves a little bit of a series here.
nah.
And then it was just boom, 4-2, bam, 6-2, and we're now 3-1.
We'll see. Game's in Florida,
In
correct? Or
Boston.
yeah, game is in Florida, correct?
No, it's in
No, it's in
Boston.
Boston. Okay, yeah, they're winning the series.
You know what I mean? But you
Yeah.
want to know who I think has had a really good series is Bert.
Yes, sir. Tyler Bertuzzi. I think he's top 5 in league scoring right now in the playoffs.
Yeah. Like he just like everybody when he was with the Wings, like, oh, he's shit, he's this, he's that. I'm like, he doesn't have that caliber around him to do what he does. Like just some of the little just like backhands that he just like passes right on the tape. Like he set someone up backdoor tapping. I think it was Pasternak.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they're
Like
playing him
beautiful
up and down the
pass.
lineup. Like
Yeah.
he's really like we all the Wings fans said this. Everyone who's a fan of Bertuzzi and Detroit, they knew that like he was built for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like back in 2016, 17, when Calder Trophy was awarded to the Calder Cup for the AHL. Tyler Bertuzzi won the MVP of the AHL playoffs. So he's built for the playoffs, and it's so funny. Like even Dylan Larkin spoke about it. Just the way Bertuzzi plays is so like unkempt and like wild. Like he skates around, his sticks flailing around. He runs into the corners and bangs a body. The next
He's
thing you know, he's
Boston.
making a.
He's Boston style. I love
He's
him.
he likes to get into the mix like that. Kind of ruffle the feathers, and I like that style of hockey. It wins games, psychological edge, right?
It's the playoffs.
Yep,
It's
exactly.
I've said it a zillion times on here. It's the game within the game. That's
Oh yeah,
exactly what it is. And he
yeah.
is
It's
elite when it comes to the game within the game.
yep. A big part of hockey is
Mhm.
mental, and to have the mental fortitude to win.
Who was in net there trying to drop the mitts with
Linus Ullmark,
yeah, trying to go with Chucky there.
yeah. Matthew Tkachuk would have been rocked, or at least I would have hoped so. I don't think he makes too many friends. Matthew Tkachuk.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, in interviews, seems like a cool dude, but the reality is on the ice, he's just nobody likes him. He's skilled. Yeah, he was a Hart Trophy candidate. He's not going to win it, but he's just like really. Wow, I wonder who's getting the Hart Trophy. 156 points or 90 points.
Yeah,
Like
true.
anyway,
I do like the way he plays though.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But yeah, so probably safe to say that the bees are probably going to wrap that up tonight, being
Yeah.
game 5 goes tonight. So next series, Leafs and Lightning. This has been okay. Before I say, I'm not shitting on the Leafs when I say this, okay? But we've been in this situation before.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first game 1, Tampa Bay comes out, just lays the boots to Toronto, 7-3. Since then, though, the tables have turned a little bit. So
Mm-hmm.
Toronto turns around 2 days later on 420. pumps, I mean, pumps the Lightning 7-2, gives it right back to them.
Yeah.
Game 3 rolls around. Toronto wins in overtime. Gets a 4-3 win in
Mm-hmm.
OT. Game 4, Toronto wins in overtime again. Big comeback.
Yep.
What do you like? This series has been wild. They've been fighting. It's been physical. The fans are getting involved. This is just a knock them down, drag them around kick dirt in their eyes while they're down.
It's you know what, it really is that kind of a series, and it's as I spoke to just prior to this, like having the mental fortitude to win this year really feels different for Toronto because they're experiencing that mental fortitude. They're winning games they shouldn't win instead of losing games they shouldn't lose. They're really flipping the script big time on what they've done in past years. That's led to um, mediocrity and no success in the playoffs. But the big factor here is, and honestly, it'll come back to this. They've finally learned how to get their top guns rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Mitch Marner leads the playoffs right now with 10 points in 4 games, over 2 points a game.
Yeah.
Austin Matthews had 2 goals last night.
Yeah.
And
Big ones,
I think
too.
2 assists as well. Like
Yeah.
he's big ones. I was watching that game. I want to say it was the 4-2 goal. So the second goal Toronto scored in the first one they scored in the third, second goal they scored in the game. Beautiful play. Nylander comes into the zone and he makes, and this is such a good play. My shout out to my dad who always loves it in game. A drop pass really creates time and space. Drop pass off the rush, and then Marner just tic-tac-toe. Drop pass, Marner threw it right across, and Matthews just wide open net. Vasi couldn't get across, and Matthews, and then he got a drive-by tip in.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, it's a 1-goal game. And then I want to say 2 minutes after that, with 4.5 minutes left in the game, all of a sudden it's Morgan Riley, who's been very clutch this playoffs.
Last game, too.
Yep. Exactly. Scores off the faceoff. Same thing. Win the draw, put it on net, and guess what? It worked. Then you get into overtime. Tampa takes a stupid penalty. Ends up in your net. It was very, I'll say this. It was pretty close to a high stick watching the game.
Yeah. That was Kerfoot, I believe.
Yep.
Was it?
Mark Giordano got it at the point and threw it on net. It was like such a funny shot. It wasn't even he shot it for the tip, clearly, because he really floated it to the net, and just Kerfoot perfectly redirects it down under the blocker of Vasi, and all of a sudden it's a 3-1 series. 4-1 going into the third period.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all the Toronto fans are going to say, it was 4-1. People remember the famous Toronto choke years ago.
What did you think of the Stamkos Matthews? Matthews got to shed him a little quicker there, no?
Well, I mean, Stamkos kind of was all over him.
I know,
Matthews didn't really.
When a guy hits you in the face one time, it's time to drop the gloves. Like he's grabbing a hold of you.
He's got his gloves are glued to his hands.
He was already starting to grab everybody's shit off the ice. He had 2 sticks in his hand. He was starting to get, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Austin, well, the thing is, Matthews
I admire the fact that he kind of fought back against him. You know what I mean? But man, when you get punched in the face, Austin, you got to shed him, baby. Get rid of him. Yeah,
Matthews, whatever. He's 6'3", 220 pounds, and there's a guy who's 5'11" or 6 foot and 185 trying to fight him.
Yeah,
and he's like, "Oh no, don't hit me!"
Fight him, man.
Yeah, dude, there. Stamkos was mad.
I know, but they were pissed because that was the play with Braden Point, right? Where he went into the boards neck first.
Dude, poor Braden Point, man. That guy has the worst luck in playoffs. He always gets hurt.
Yeah, Matthews though, man. But like I said, everybody was still chirping, but I'm like, hey, at least he tried to stand up for himself that time. I admire that.
I will say this. If this series extends anywhere past the next game, I don't want to be a Toronto fan. Because here's the thing. I think if Toronto wants to win this series, I think the only way, and I'll say this, Leafs fans, obviously this is just my opinion, but the only way Toronto wins this series is this next game.
Mm-hmm. What did you think about the bunting hit?
I'm not done talking about this.
Sorry, man.
Let me just but I know I'm saying the thing is, if it extends past this next game, right? Let's say they lose. Now it's a 3-2 series. Doubt starts to creep back in your mind. You're no longer riding that high. Then you start to say, "Oh no, not again, not again." When that happens, it will happen again. You're going to manifest it on your own, Toronto. Just Don't think about it. Go in there and rail these guys in a game 5. You're up 3-1. You should win this series. Anything else, and it's a failure. Like, come on. If here's another factor. The clutchness of Tampa when it extends past a 5-game series, you're going to start to grip your stick a little tighter because of the fact now Vasilevsky's in net.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't been that great so far, but if you get in a game 6 or game 7, oh, he's going to be lights out.
Mm-hmm.
You better hope Samsonov's lights out, which he has been at times, but which is why also if it goes to overtime, guys like Braden Point will step it up. He's fine, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, he played. So, but anyway, you're talking about the Bunting hit. Michael Bunting?
Nazem Bunting.
Dude, the guy. Okay, listen. Last year, played with the 2 best line mates in the league, aside from McDavid and Draisaitl. Had like close to 60 points or 60-something points, I want to say. Let's be real. Michael Bunting is a third liner who has the tools to play with better players.
Mm-hmm.
He's also very stupid. Very stupid. Like, I don't even know what he was thinking on that hit. The guy literally got rid of the puck, and he jumps backwards and leaves his feet.
Mm-hmm.
Just hits him right in the face. What are you
trauma.
doing?
I'd leave him out. Look how you've done since.
You know who's better than him? You know who's better than him? The college guy they signed. Matthew Nyes.
Yeah, he's nasty. He's putting up points.
Matthew Nyes.
He looks great.
I'll say this. So I'm obviously being a Wings fan. I watched a lot of the prospects games where their respective leagues are. So a couple of Wings players or prospects for that matter are on the University of Denver team who won last year. I watched them in the Frozen Four face off against this Nyes kid, and oh boy, you want to talk about a guy who was nasty in college.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable. University of Minnesota. It's always those guys. They come from the University of Minnesota or Michigan, and they're just nasty. Like, they have good programs there for developing players. Matthew Nyes, you got a good one there.
Yeah.
And I think honestly, Bunting, his contract's up this year. See you later.
Yeah,
let someone else overpay for a guy who's not that good.
He's a fucking hothead, though. That's what I mean. He costs his team a lot.
Yeah, well, the problem is he's a hothead, but he's not even that tough to do anything about it.
No, I know.
Tom Wilson's a hothead because he'll beat the crap out of whoever comes at him.
I just mean that he does shit to just cost his team. Like, he's always in the penalty box and shit over dumb stuff. So that's all I mean.
He's stupid. I'd take Kadri over him any day of the week. Any day of the week.
Leafs fans, I'm going to say, I think you're going to do it. I think you're going to get through the Lightning. I think it's going to happen. I don't know when. Hopefully, for your sake, it'll be
you look back to one of the first.
These guys have Game 5 going Thursday.
Okay, yeah. So you look back to one of the trades I just mentioned. Nazem Kadri, one of the first trades in his tenure. Kyle Dubas, I believe. Could be wrong here, but I want to say that was one of his first trades. Sends away Kadri. And he got back Alex Kerfoot and Tyson Barrie. Barrie since moved away, but who scored that goal?
For sure.
Alex Kerfoot.
For sure.
So, Kyle Dubas, does he keep his job? I think this warrants a yes. Even if they do lose this series, I don't think it's on him. If they lose this series, which I don't think they will, I'll be completely honest. I think they have the strength to close it out. But if they lose this series, they have to take a serious look at rekindling their core and fire the coach. Because I honestly think this is a team that's fueled by their own emotion right now and their own drive to win and their talent. Doesn't take a coach to coach this team, let me tell you.
For sure.
They got good chemistry, and Kyle Dubas, he picked up all the right pieces. Noel Achari, like all these bottom 6 guys. Ryan O'Reilly, who's been fantastic for them. Mark Giordano, who he picked up on a minimum salary contract. Like, all these guys are just like he's built Toronto the right way. And I think this year they can make some noise in the playoffs. Whether that extends past the first round, I don't know, because they're probably going to have to face Boston.
That's
So,
okay though. One series at a time.
yeah, but anyhow, what's the next series?
Next series we got Carolina and the Islanders. Uh Carolina is just
Yeah,
taking over,
they're
man.
nasty. They're actually so good. Like, dude, their whole now there's the opposite. They're the opposite Toronto.
Mhm.
They have less of the star power because they're missing Andrei Svechnikov. Sebastian Aho is much more two-way player than he is a 120-point guy.
Mhm.
They just lost Teravainen as well, and they're still winning games. You know why? Because they got Rod the Bod behind the bench.
Yeah, I like him as the coach.
Fantastic coach. You know why? They're always successful. I'm telling you, you could put out an AHL squad and they're squeaking into the playoffs. I just love the way he coaches. He does it the right way. Same with Colorado's coach, Jared Bednar. Like,
Yeah.
same thing. Just very good, structured coaches. Their defense knows how to cover the goaltender. They play a good penalty kill. Like, everything about their systems and their special teams as well. I think their power play is the best in the league right now,
Mhm.
next to, of course, Edmonton.
Edmonton. Yeah.
But
Yeah, so I'm gonna definitely say Carolina is gonna wrap this one up.
yeah, so Carolina has the fifth best power play, but the number one penalty kill at 92%.
Yeah, that's nasty. And they'll be on home ice too
Yeah,
for
it's
game
over.
5. So
Sorry, New York. Like, Islanders, just start to rebuild. You're a bunch of old guys. Although signing Bo Horvat, oh, does that look like a stinker? He's been invisible.
I
Scored
think
one
he's
goal the
only
other day in a 5-2 loss. Like,
I think he's only got 7 goals since he's been there or something.
to be fair, he played what, 30 games there, so that's still bad for his self, but yeah, here's the problem. They paid Bo Horvat for a career year, and I'm saying this, he's never surpassing the goal amount he got this year.
No.
He's good, but he's not your 1C. I'm
So
happy they I'm happy they paid Barzell what they did, because Barzell's worth that. He's got that skill, even though he hasn't had the numbers yet.
yeah.
Matthew Barzell gets a different coach, in which I think this new coach will do that. I can't think of his name. I wanted the Wings to sign him. It's a different name. It'll come to me, but I had wanted the Wings to sign him. He's a former Detroit Red Wing, the new head coach of the Islanders, and I think he's done a fantastic job with a poor team. Their goaltending kind of carries them. Ilya Sorokin, he's kind of been left out to dry though this series. Yeah, so Carolina, they're looking hot. Look for them to go on a deep run, possibly.
Boom. Devils Rangers.
So actually, aside from the Stars Minnesota, which I'll cheer for the Stars in the playoffs, this has been my favorite series to watch. Because it's very up and down play, even though the games have been relatively low scoring as of late.
So not the first two. The first two were 5-1 Ranger wins.
Right, I said as of late,
Yeah.
but
Tristan, you want to go?
listen, bro,
It-
you gotta
it's
read the
it's
fine print, okay? I
it's
know
the
the first games are blowouts.
it's the
but
playoffs, okay?
yeah,
Well,
but the last two games have been 2-1.
yes.
So,
Actually 3-1. 2-1.
oh right, sorry, they had
OT,
that
and
empty
then
netter last night. Whatever. I'll say this though, the 2-1 OT win, that was awesome. I couldn't help but cheer. I don't even like the Devils or anything. I'm just like,
I don't
well,
even.
I mean, I have the Devils going to the finals in my bracket. Bit of a hot take, whatever, but hey man, when I saw them down 2-0, I'm like, well, my bracket's about to be toast, but they won 2 games in Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
2 in a row. In the hardest, like the loudest arena in the NHL.
Yeah, the craziest part too is both teams have beat each other in each other's ranks.
Yeah.
Like they're
Oh
0-2
yeah.
at home, both of them, which is nuts. That's kind of rare.
I said Devils in 7 because they're gonna have that home ice advantage. We'll see, but I just like their running gun style. And now guess what? They got a goalie to back them up. Rookie goaltender Akira Schmid, 6'5" unit, barely moves in the net, but he takes it all up. Oh boy, is he good!
So you picked New Jersey in 7?
Yeah, I picked New Jersey in 7 over the Rangers. and I'm liking that as of right now.
I like the Rangers.
Yeah, Rangers are structured well. They got a lot of veterans they
I'm
brought
going
in.
them in 7. Fuck it. Rangers in 7
Okay,
in
respectable.
New Jersey.
In New Jersey.
In New
I don't know.
Jersey.
I don't know if Jack Hughes will allow that. Jack Hughes has been
Yeah,
pretty
I know.
good.
Yeah, definitely.
He's really good. Oh, and you know what else is really good? Jesper Bratt. Oh my gosh. He's a speed demon. He should be in the fastest skater every year. He's in overtime, buzzes into the zone on his own, and like it was awesome because he fanned on a pass, but it actually worked out because it drew a defender away, and
Mhm.
then he spun around and found Dougie Hamilton, and Hamilton just ripped it over the glove like Shesterkin wasn't even gonna get it. It just was like clean over his glove, barring in, and he's like, okay, well that's the game. Then
Mhm.
game two, the what's his name there? He's Indian and Finnish. Jonas Siegenthaler, or is it Swedish?
Yeah, like yeah, that name was right. It was right.
He's in I believe yeah he's Indian Swedish or something like
No, I
that.
just can't believe you remembered his name.
Oh, he had a nice shot. Well, I remember because it was it? No, it was Nico Hischier. Hischier came down the right wing, made a beautiful sauce pass right on the tape, and then it was under the glove and elbow, like between the glove and the pad, like the honey hole right
Yeah.
there, and it was ting barring in, and that was the 2-1 goal, and then empty netter, game's all done. Like the Devils, man, they're good, and they got that Akira Schmid in net, who's got a .91 goals against average and a save percentage of 966.
That's it.
Holy smokes.
What a bum.
All right, we're out west now, right?
We're going out west, Avs and Kraken, which series has kind of surprised me a little bit.
Yeah, no,
But
Colorado, man.
no Landy with Colorado, right? He's out for the playoffs, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean,
But it looked like so at first the Kraken win game 1, 3-1.
right.
And then so Colorado wins 3-2, 6-4 in games 2 and 3. So it looked like the series was swinging in favor of the Avs, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then last night they ended up in freaking overtime and then just
Power play. Well, here's
power
here's
play.
another thing. I'll say this: if you're in the playoffs, the referees, and this is where it's been kind of for me, what I don't like. It's got to be an absolute atrocity for you to call a penalty in overtime.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're literally changing series. Like 2 games in Tampa, Toronto won both games on a power play. I understand I think one of them was a trip. I don't remember what the other one was, but like, come on, like trips or like, let's say you throw a little bit of a late hit and no one's hurt. Just let those slide. Like if 2 guys get their sticks tangled up and you trip over another, like if the guy 2 hands you in the shins, okay. But like, you get what I'm saying? Like you're
Mm-hmm.
really changing the outlook of series by doing that. And then like last night, Colorado controlled that whole game and they kind of blew their lead, go into overtime, and then or no, sorry, they actually came back and tied that.
I believe they did, yes.
Yeah, sorry, I think it was actually either 2-1 or 2-0, and they came back and did tie it. Mikko Rantanen, and then they go to OT and it's Jordan Eberle, New
Mm-hmm.
York Islanders legend and Edmonton Oilers legend. Yeah, he just picked up a loose puck and threw it in the open net. So
I'm going Avs in 6. I bet you the next 2, boom, boom.
I believe that's what I had. Let me just check here. Okay, I had Colorado in 5, so Seattle has definitely surprised me.
Mhm.
I thought their goaltending was going to get pumped, but Philip Grubauer, like his old self against his former team, so bit of a revenge tour. Who knows? We'll see. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'll agree with you on that and say Colorado, and they win the next 2.
This is what I think will be which I think is probably your favorite series, which would be the Stars and Wild.
Oh yeah,
These teams match up pretty freaking good against each other.
It's been a good series. A lot of fans getting up in arms about this series.
I believe this was the first overtime game of the playoffs. Was their game one where it went double OT,
Mm-hmm.
which ended up in a Minnesota win.
Yep.
A couple nights later, they play Dallas, routs them 7-3. Just beat down. Next game, they turn around. Game 3, Minnesota beats them 5-1. So a routing right the other way. Game 4 rolls around, which I believe, was played on Sunday.
Yeah, I watched that 3-2.
3-2.
Wow. I'll say this:
Series is
Jake
tied.
Ottinger stole that game. Dallas should not have won that hockey game. It was. I'll say that. I'll be completely honest. It was a BS penalty that was called that Tyler Seguin scored the game winner on in the end of the game, and that's being completely honest. Minnesota had all the momentum, and that killed it, especially with the late goal. And then Otter, props to him though. Holy smokes, he made a save at the end, wide open net, dove across with his glove. Like, he's just a fantastic goalie. That's why I picked them to win the Stanley Cup. I think from top to bottom, they're the most well built. They picked up some good depth. Max Domi's their third line center now. Who knows? But what about Rope Hintz? He's having a great playoffs. Hat trick. I believe he has the only playoff hat trick right now. Could be wrong, but I believe so.
No, Johnny T.
Oh yeah, that's right. But what's his name had the what's it called? The Mario Lemieux hat trick. He had a shorty or 5-on-5 and a power play.
Yeah, I seen that.
That's awesome. Talk about a complete hockey player, eh? Listen up, Selke Trophy voters. Have a look at Rope Hintz. Good centerman. Yeah, I have the Stars in 6 in that series.
I'm gonna say Stars, but I think it's gonna go 7.
I don't like Game 7s.
No,
I got too many PTSDs of Game 7s in Dallas and Pat
what
Maroon.
about what did you think of the Dumba hit?
Oh, I hate Matt Dumba. I don't want to go there because I lit into a guy the other day on Reddit because he's like, hey, how about Detroit signs Matt Dumba? I'm like, what are you smoking if you think Steve Yzerman's going to sign a guy who kneels on the national anthem, goes around there hitting people, there's always a late hit. He literally beat up Lucas Raymond last year, if no one remembers that. He split his head on the ice. I can't stand the guy. Matt Dumba, he's a bum. He's a good hockey player, but he's a bum.
Yeah, that was a greasy hit.
Oh, we didn't even talk about the fact that Cale Makar did a stupid move, and he might be getting some games.
Yeah, actually, here, what I'll do is we'll show it to the viewers here.
Okay. Yeah, so for anyone who's listening, we're just going to be displaying last night. There was a late hit thrown. Jared McCann got away on a clean breakaway. It was saved. Puck went to the opposite corner. But as McCann was skating around, Cale Makar decided to lay a blindside late hit on him, and McCann looks to be out for some time. For anyone who's watching, we'll display it now.
Yeah, here you go. Yeah, so what a feed too. Coming in here. Nice save. Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking on that. That was definitely
the puck's nowhere near the play. I don't know, maybe he didn't hear a whistle, so he thought, oh, McCann still has the puck. I don't know. But there was no effort in McCann's skating, so he should have known,
at first, even though, it was kind of grimy what he did and everything, but at first, the hit didn't look crazy bad.
But he pushed him. The thing was, McCann was almost at rest. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, he didn't have the puck, so he's not expecting to get pumped.
Yeah, his body probably jerked and twisted around, and here we're gonna get a better view of it right here for everybody watching us on YouTube.
Yeah, so see, the shot goes high, wide, and then Makar just blasts him for no reason.
You want to know one thing too that I'm kind of wondering?
Oh no, that was a big hit.
Yeah. Off the ice too. Yeah, he's definitely gonna see some time off here. But here's the one thing that I want to ask you is, how is there no response on that?
To be fair, I think a lot of the guys might have been going on a line change. The puck was in deep.
But this guy stayed in the game, right? Cale Makar, right? Stayed in the game.
I didn't stay up to watch the game. That was the late game.
That's what I mean. I don't think he got tossed.
That was I think he might have got either a double minor or a major. I'm not sure, but you know what that's reminiscent of? Anyone who's listening will remember this. London Knights head coach now, but Dale Hunter. You might remember this, Ant. You would have been younger.
Pierre
Watch.
Pierre Turgeon.
Yeah, that's what that's reminiscent of. Guy skating up the half wall and just blasts him. Obviously, that one was a lot more violent. Really messed up Turgeon, unfortunately,
All
but
he got was a interference penalty.
wow, okay. But yeah, like I'll never forget though the best part of that whole thing when Dale Hunter hit Pierre Turgeon is big Rich Pilon comes off the bench from the Islanders, and like you said, someone's got to be there. He just absolutely skated from the bench and blasted Dale Hunter into next week. It was awesome. Like Dale Hunter standing there and all you see is Rich Pilon coming and boom, like you know when the guy goes horizontal and then
Yeah.
like your neck and back hit that crease in the boards and the ice. Ooh, like it was a perfect crunch. Like there you go, buddy. Wake up and smell the roses. But anyway, someone should have been there, like you said, for McCann in that situation.
Yeah.
Oh, they got big Jamie Alexiak on that team.
Yeah, something's definitely gonna happen.
Yeah.
Okay, we got two more series here, real quick to touch on.
Yep.
Vegas is just being Vegas, man.
Yeah, but I don't know. We'll see. I don't trust their goaltending, but
I know, but the thing is, though, is like I look at a 3-1 series lead. So Winnipeg, everything started good. They had a 5-1 win in game one. Game two rolled around. Vegas evened up the series, 5-2 win in game two, which game three rolls around. Vegas double OT. And then game four, Vegas beats them 4-2. So now they lead the series 3-1. Eichel looks pretty good right now, though.
he
Eichel's
does.
fucking.
I have,
I've been watching.
I don't know if I'll still stick with this, but I on my original bracket, I did have the um Jets in 7. So
Mhm.
if they want to win, they have to do that now. But I want to believe in Connor Hellebuck and some of their other players, but it's I don't know, it seems to never go right for Winnipeg, you know? Like they have a good team and they've gone through a couple head coaches and it's just doesn't really work out for them and it's sad because it's got a good goalie, they got good centermen, they got Blake Wheeler, Mark Scheifele, like Nick Ehlers, Kyle Connor, like all this talent up front. Good defense. Josh Morrissey had a career year. Neil Pionk, like, yeah, I don't know. And Vegas is just these old guys who know how to win. So, like, they still got Phil Kessel, right?
For sure, yeah.
Yeah. So,
I'm gonna go I don't think Winnipeg's gonna go too easy next game, but I'm thinking though I'm gonna go Vegas in 6 games. I
so
think
win on the road.
yeah.
Fair enough.
What do you think?
Uh, I'll, s- I don't know. I don't want to be that guy who flip flops, so I'll stick to my guns and say Winnipeg in 7.
He's like, I'll eat that one. That's funny.
Hey, man, if they're going to win the series, they got to win it in 7, and that's what I wrote down. So,
This next series and last series here that we have to talk about is honestly one of my favorite ones.
really?
The LA
I mean, they play
Edmonton.
at like 10:30 at night. I'm
I
like,
know, but the thing is though, is I'm a night owl. So for
yeah,
me,
I guess I kind of am to myself. Like I'll have it in the background, but I'm not as focused on it. But
yeah. Oh man, it's been so good. So first game, LA, bam, 4-3 OT win. Next game, Edmonton. They come back, they win 4-2.
yep,
Game three rolls around, goes into overtime again. LA wins again in OT. The next game rolls around. I believe Edmonton was down big, weren't they?
you're down 4-0.
Yeah. Edmonton was down 4-0, comes back, wins it 5-4 in OT. I believe which was a Zach Hyman OT
Or
winner.
sorry,
Was
they
it
were
not?
down. They were down 3-0. My bad. After the first.
Either way, you're coming back from 3-4 goals down. You
Yeah,
win it in overtime. That was a Zach Hyman, wasn't it?
yeah, it was. Yeah, it
This
was.
series.
So the funny thing is, I did watch that game. And I was watching the broadcast, and it's obviously like Ron McLean and his panel and stuff, and Derek Lalonde, who's on there, the Red Wings head
Yeah.
coach. He's one of the guest speakers, and Kevin Bieksa. I love Kevin Bieksa. He's awesome. He's like really good with announcing and stuff like that,
Yeah.
and his assessments and opinions. So when they do their like who you got no T, right? It was awesome because they're all saying their prediction. Then Kevin Bieksa is like, I'll take for LA. I think I'll take Victor Arvidsson. He's always in the mix. And then he goes, and for Edmonton, I'm gonna say Zach Hyman breaks through. And the best part is, literally in that OT, Victor Arvidsson hit the crossbar, almost scored, and then Hyman was the one to score it for the winner. So I was like, well, Kevin Bieksa knows what he's talking about.
Oh wow.
He read the script, eh? But
Mhm.
no, he's Zach Hyman. Good for him. Like it was I don't even know how he scored it. Like Corpusalo must have been off his angle. It was a rip.
Yeah.
Like it looked like the puck went through him. It just was in the net. Like it was like Corpusalo wasn't even there, and he was in warm-ups. But and it was in LA too. So
Mhm.
Edmonton heading back home.
I'm gonna say Edmonton in 7 though. I like him in
Mm,
7.
I don't know. Yeah, Edmonton's such a streaky team. If they get hot, I don't know, they could win the next 8 games of the playoffs and then get swept. So like no, they're very streaky, especially with their goaltending. I think they're going to start Jack Campbell next game. I would assume so because he actually got put in that last game.
Mhm.
It was 3-0 after the first, and then Jack Campbell, obviously by technicality, had a shutout. I think he made 22 of 22 saves. So, hey,
Play
I'll
him.
take that in. Yeah.
Would
Or no,
you
sorry, he didn't have a shutout. He didn't. He had 21 of 22. That's right.
still though? It's a pretty fucking good game.
Oh yeah, I know. Props to Jock Campbell. There we go. Jack Campbell. He's had a really good year. So yeah, I'll say Edmonton in 6. I had Edmonton in 5. I didn't think LA was gonna make any hoot or
Oh, you're
holler.
you're
They got
going
on quick, and
you're going in 6 games, huh?
yeah, I'll say in 6 because I gotta stick to closest to my prediction. So
And boom.
yep.
There it is, all the first round. Is there anything else that you want to shoot the shit on, or are you? We touched on a lot there.
Yeah, I suppose. I do want to just briefly mention uh some of the leading scorers. I'm getting into this here. So as of right now, the top 5, well, we'll go top 3 because there's about 7 guys tied for the 5th spot. Mitchell Marner's for his 10 points. Leon Draisaitl having a great job carrying that team with Mick Guy disappear in the playoffs. 2 power play goals and a -1. I mean, come on, guy.
Yeah.
Like, let's wake up here. Rope Hintz, stellar. Very good. And then obviously there's a few guys tied there. Matthews, Taylor Hall, Ryan O'Reilly, pick up. And Evan Bouchard, Edmonton's top D-man. You know who was actually kind of bad as a D-man? I'm going to be completely honest. Darnell Nurse.
Yeah, but they've been putting him with Ekholm. I think that's helped him out a little bit.
Yeah, or made Ekholm. Yeah, I guess so. Ekholm's good.
I think it's gonna make him. I don't think it's gonna make Ekholm worse.
No.
Nurse with him because he's still gonna play. I think it's gonna make Nurse better having Ekholm with him.
Yeah, I remember watching Darnell Nurse growing up playing for Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds versus the Windsor Spitfires at the Memorial Cup. He was good in junior. I don't know about now. They pay him like 9 something million.
9.5 or something.
Yeah, like what are you
Gaudy
doing?
contract.
The guy stinks. He's a one-dimensional player. I'm on the power play and I can pass to the best shooter in the league. Okay. Name one guy who can't do that.
Me.
Maybe Patrick Maroon. Maybe Patrick Maroon, but
Hey, me.
I don't. It boggles my mind.
Apparently, too, some of the word too that's going around the NHL is guys are getting kind of pissed with the mics because they say that some of the mics are getting pretty close because there apparently some shit got out on live TV.
Yeah,
guys like chirping at each other, and they just think that like they shouldn't have the mics so close.
Well, yeah, that was Who was it? Brandon Hagel.
Yeah, him
Brandon
and
Hagel
somebody
was
were at it.
chirping. He's like, buddy. He was telling someone they were irrelevant.
Yeah.
Oh, who was it? He's like, he's irrelevant.
No, he was after Maroon, I want to say. I think it was Maroon. That the guy was saying something about, and then Hagel's like, he's won the cup 3 times. What have you done?
Yeah, exactly.
Or something like that. But yeah, pretty crazy. Anything else you got, dude, or what?
I think that's pretty much it.
Woo.
Oh, there was another hot mic. I'm not gonna say what was said, but it was presumed that another guy was talking about another guy's wife, and
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
yeah, he really leaned to him. Like, I get it. There's like, obviously, people are gonna say stuff, but like, it's a hockey game. Yeah,
I know,
you get
but
mad.
talk
You're gonna
about
say
how shit a guy is, or how shit his like
exactly.
looks, or
You
how
don't have to talk
stupid he
about
looks.
his like, dude. Yeah, that's who it was. Oh, and I remember I looked up his family, and he's like got the most wholesome family ever. So what the guy said about his wife didn't even apply, and I'm like, buddy, you're just searching for stuff. Maybe
Just-
give your head a shake and come
Yeah.
up with something better than talking about his wife. Like,
No, he's asking to get a shot in the lips, is what he's asking. That's
oh
all.
yeah,
That's all.
that's
That'll get
what
you.
happened. He'd get his face closed, and it's always from the safety of the bench. Oh, I'm gonna lean over and chirp you here because I know I'm not gonna get a shift against you. Like, it's stupid.
Man, if I was a coach just hearing that, I'd make them. I would make it to where they were out on the ice together. Here, you
Oh,
want to
yeah.
pop your lips?
Exactly.
Go out
Yeah.
there and pop your lips to his face. Then that's
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
I
Yep.
guarantee
And then he'd get
the whole
like it's
tune
always
would
and
change.
you know what I hate? It's always the guys would get the crap beaten out of them.
Yeah, it's always the guys who don't fight.
Yep. And
I'm
just
sure.
they love to talk that way and run their mouth.
That's why you got to make them answer the bell once in a while.
Yep.
You want to
Yeah,
talk?
that's the
Let's
way-
go.
Yeah, exactly.
But on that note, everybody enjoy. Oh, too, before we go, big shout out to our last interview, Mr. Chartrand.
Yes.
Thank you for your time, buddy.
Yeah, thank you, John.
I hope everybody up there, Moortown way, hopefully everybody enjoyed the interview. Hopefully we can get in there and maybe do a locker room series.
Yeah, we'll see.
There would be cool. So you guys
Yeah,
haven't
we
heard the last
try
of
to
us up
remain
there.
neutral, like
Yeah, for sure. You guys
Yeah.
haven't heard the last of us up there. Let's put it that way. So
oh boy,
hopefully-
that could go one of two ways, but
in a good way
yeah.
for now until the hockey starts.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
Like
just
it's all
joking.
fun and games till
I'm
we're
just
on the ice.
joking.
But
We love you, Moortown. Okay, so
yeah.
everybody enjoy until next episode. And Tristan, we're out of here. See
Yep.
ya.
Peace.
I've lost my fight with time. My numbers up and up the line. I gaze at the darkness, so empty. Just looking for the light. Shout for help, but no one's there. Need a guiding hand, someone who cares. All alone in the darkness, I've realized for the first time I am scared. If I could do it all again, if I had one more chance, my friend, I would rewrite all my wrongs. I would find where I belong. I got lost along the way. I had so much more to say. If I could do it all again, I would be a better